If you're watching this video, you're definitely into timeline shifting and quantum jumping. And this is actually part 2 of signs and symptoms of doing a timeline jump or quantum leap. If you want to learn all of the other symptoms, head over to part 1 and watch my other videos on timeline shifting and quantum jumping. Hey, my name is Marian, and on my channel, I talk about manifestation, feminine energy, and so much more. So if you love all those topics and you geek out on it like I do, definitely hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell because I post videos weekly. And if you love daily content about all of these things, definitely subscribe and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. So another sign and symptom of timeline jumping, and remember, this isn't an exhaustive list. What you experience and what you know to be true is you, right? Because everyone has different experiences. These are some of the experiences that I've experienced myself and my friends who have also done the same have told me about. So another sign or symptom is that the people around you can seem slightly different. Maybe your coworker or friends or partner, there's like shifts in them that maybe you're like, I never noticed this before, but there's differences in them that are different from this timeline versus your last timeline. So being observant is really, really key because you'll pick up, sometimes the changes are so subtle and sometimes they're bigger, but you pick up on that. Another sign is significant changes to your hobbies, your likes, your dislikes. Maybe at one point, like all of a sudden you were interested in, collecting cards and you just lose interest in that. And that's a big thing to do with oftentimes when we're going through our spiritual journey and awakening, what used to be interesting and light us up before is different now. And when we're going through an awakening, we're actually shifting into a different timeline, a version of us that's more healed, that's more aware, that's more open. And so you can stop like the things that maybe you love to party all the time or drink so much. I know for me, there was in my past life, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol. And in this lifetime, that's different. You know, when I do drink, and I drink wine, I drink consciously. I know what I'm doing and I enjoy it for the human experience that it is instead of doing it to numb a lot of the trauma and memories that I had. Another sign or symptom is that people around you and even strangers can seem either familiar or unfamiliar. Maybe you encounter people and there's just that connection, like you've known them before. It's because you have, people always say, I feel like I've met you in another life. Well, you know what? Because time, all of time exists, past, present, future, you have, and you just remember that you were in a different timeline with them. So that can resonate with you. And that's why there's certain people that you don't even know them that long, but there's that connection with them and you're on the same wavelength, right? Our language talks about it and we're like on the same wavelength. Wavelengths, frequency are different timelines. So you could have in past timelines really known that person. And oftentimes you just feel it, even though logically you're like, I've only met you 10. This has happened to me with several people, but there's just this instant connection, because they're also part of your soul family, that people that you have known and have lived past timelines with. Lastly is seemingly overnight changes. This is when big things can happen, like windfalls of money, unexpected, you manifest something like crazy, or all of a sudden something that you didn't expect would happen would. Like these overnight changes can be effects of quantum jumping, right? Because you lock in that belief, that assumption, that knowing that you, in this timeline, you have what you desire, what you're manifesting is already true. That's why locking into that timeline is so, so key. And I'm gonna share that in another video on how to lock in your timelines to stay within it because frequency changes, right? You're in a different type of frequency. And if you keep going back to old habits of that previous version of you, what's gonna happen? You're gonna go back to that reality, right? Instead of this new version of you, the one who already has all that you desire and want. So if you get overnight changes, this could be a good thing. What scares a lot of people, because sometimes what happens with big changes, it changes sometimes how people see them, it changes in their habits, And most people are scared of change. So you know how you realize when people are like, oh, you've changed, they don't mean it in a good way. They're like, oh, you changed, like in a bad way. But change is actually good. Change is the number one concept. Things are always evolving and changing around us. And the more open you are to change, the more you can let universal life force energy through you. And you can start tapping more into your energy source, from source. You can tap more into your creator powers. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below which resonated the most with you. What are you feeling? I know for me, it's more like I get super tapped out when I go through these changes, and so I do a lot of things to lock in my energy. So watch that next video as well. Watch all the videos on timeline shifting and jumping, and let me know if you have any questions. All right? Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give me a thumbs up. Bye.